Have you heard this term, situational awareness? Often preached and taught to military personnel, except maybe Afghanistan. What does it mean? Well, why don't we go over here to Wikipedia, the source of all knowledge. No bullshit here. Situational awareness, or situation awareness, is the perception of environmental elements and events with respect to time and space, and comprehension of their meaning and projection of their future status. Boy, tell you what, man. How was that for a confusing bunch of absolute bullshit? Now, I'll give you an example, real life, of what situational awareness is. If you find yourself on the streets of South Chicago, often nowadays called Chirac, and the sun is going down, you best be aware of all that's going on around you. In short, people, situational awareness is nothing more than being aware of your situation at any given place or time. Now, why am I talking about situational awareness today? Because it's well known I'm a freelance investigator with an action-packed expense account. It's my job, people, to make you aware of the ever-expanding situation we find ourselves in today. Want to know more? Then stay with me, people, because I'm just getting started on Monday, the 13th of September, 2021. Well, let's start things off by reviewing about a 2-minute soundbite from your president, the teleprompter reader, and his Mona speech from September 9th, Thursday. Yeah, it's going to suck, people. Yeah, it's going to be a painful 2 minutes. But I don't know what you're bitching about, because I not only have to listen to them, I got to watch them. I guess that's precisely why I get paid the big bucks, though. Okay, here he is. Pay attention, people. We've got to discuss a little bit of this.
Signed an executive order that will now require all executive branch federal employees to be vaccinated. All. And I've signed another executive order that will require federal contractors to do the same. If you want to work with the federal government and do business with us, get vaccinated. If you want to do business with the federal government, vaccinate your workforce. And tonight, I'm removing one of the last remaining obstacles that make it difficult for you to get vaccinated. The Department of Labor will require employers with 100 or more workers to give those workers paid time off to get vaccinated. No one should lose pay in order to get vaccinated or take a loved one to get vaccinated.
Oh, I'm starting to feel ill.
Today, in total, the vaccine requirements in my plan will affect about 100 million Americans.
My eyes are getting watery.
2/3 of all workers. And for other sectors, I issue this appeal to those of you running large entertainment venues, from sports arenas, to concert venues, to movie theaters. Please require folks to get vaccinated or show a negative test as a condition of entry.
I'm fading fast, people.
To the nation's family physicians, pediatricians, GPs, general practitioners, you're the most trusted medical voice to your patients.
Sick to my stomach.
You may be the one person who can get someone to change their mind about being vaccinated. Tonight, I'm asking each of you to reach out to your unvaccinated patients over the next 2 weeks and make a personal appeal to them to get the shot. America needs your personal involvement in this critical effort. My message to unvaccinated Americans is this: what more is there to wait for? What more do you need to see? We've made vaccinations free,
I'm going to faint.
safe, and convenient. The vaccine has FDA approval. Over 200 million Americans have gotten at least one shot. We've been patient, but our patience is wearing thin.
We've been patient, but our patience is wearing thin, says the fearless leader. Okay, people. Tomorrow, President Joe, that's Tuesday, September 14th. The people that don't know where you're at, don't have any situational awareness. Your president will be speaking before the annual United Nations General Assembly. And what's he going to say to the globalists situated in New York City? Kind of wonder, don't you? Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to hazard a guess. He will talk about global problems, like maybe the Mona Corona. You thinking about that, people? You think it's possible? Oh, yeah, I think it's very possible. I'm thinking so. You just heard him say he's running out of patience. And because my situational awareness is razor sharp, razor focused, I'm going to go out on a limb and state Uncle Joe, after watching what other member nations are doing to their slaves, is going to add more rules, regulations, and threats to motivate the ones he's running out of patience about. You know who those are, don't you? The B-A-X-X. Let's think about a few more options. Tools of persuasion, if you will. Now, he could easily, by federal order, make sure that the unbeased are ineligible for Social Security, SSI disability, how about federal extensions to unemployment assistance? How about rental assistance? How about unemployment and employment placement or training programs? You think there might be a special tax? Maybe 10, 15, 20% of your income if you're you-know-whatted to cover substantial federal medical costs? I don't think the BACXXED, you know what I'm trying to say here, are no longer free to travel by air, either domestically or internationally. Probably no buses or railroad. TSA will enforce at all ports of entry. Now, any employer that does any business with the federal government will be required to show 100% compliance from the workforce by October 31st. Any business that cannot or will not comply, we don't need no radicals here, don't you stand up to Uncle Joe, will face substantial fines and potential revocation of any federal contracts. Okay, I mean, this list could go on, people. And I'm just, of course, let's keep in mind a few things. There's always exemptions to laws that are good for thee, but not for me. The White House, Congress, the border invaders, and our new refugees will be exempt. You know it. Don't mince any words, people. They're going to be exempt. People, you're in serious denial if you think things aren't going to ramp up and get much worse. The life you remember from 2019 is never, I said never, ever coming back. In fact, very soon, you won't recognize this country you were born in. Alright, so let's leave this doom and gloom and wrap this audio up with a little humor. Did you hear about the fake news story? And I mean fake as F, people. When the Hicks in Oklahoma were flooding an emergency room with ivermectin overdoses, losing their eyesight, and gunshot wound patients couldn't get in for emergency room treatment. You hear about that one? It was all bullshit. Never happened. Not one bit of it was true. But mainstream media ran with it. So I'm going to leave a link to leftist comedian Jimmy Dore, the pot-smoking comedian, whiskey drinker, boozer, that gives you more truth from his garage than all of MSM combined. And he does a great job of destroying mainstream media. And you might learn something about the amazing drug ivermectin. I got mine, people. Apple flavored, don't you know? I think you ought to get yours. Anyway, people, short video. Step to do. Check out the link. Or don't.